All right, it is graduation season and the start of professional careers for many. And Tom Kimball is joining us now with some tips on how to make a good first impression. Tom, good to see you here. You put out an article a couple of weeks ago with tips for people to make that good first impression. And I think it really highlighted a difference in perspectives and maybe generations. Let me give you the first tip here. It says, go into the office every day if it's allowed. What did you mean to say by that, and what was the kind of the reaction?
Well, I think we've gotten to this point where so many people view that going into the office is a negative versus a positive. And especially when you're right out of school, you want to be around as many people as you can doing the business and the job and different aspects of your company as possible. And the only way to get that exposure is to be in the office. And if your company will allow it, whether it's mandatory or not, people should be going in. And the interesting thing is it was probably about 98 to 99% positive of the post and the column that I wrote. But the people who commented on it in a negative fashion, it was more about them not wanting to go into the office personally, so it was bad for everybody. And I really think, Ray, that's where we've gotten as a society, that if I don't want to do something, then I cast a wide net that everybody else shouldn't do it either. And that's crazy.
But it does kind of show the difference now that sort of the pandemic has brought forth in this new change in culture here. One of the other tips you had was dress better than the average person. That also touched a nerve. What did you mean, and what did people respond with?
If everybody's wearing gym shoes and shorts, then throw on a pair of jeans and wear a pair of decent looking shoes. If everybody's wearing jeans, every once in a while put on a pair of khakis or slacks and put on a pair of nice shoes. And if everyone's wearing a t-shirt, wear a collared shirt. It doesn't mean go and wear a suit and tie, but of course that the trolling on social media, on LinkedIn and Instagram, was all that I'm telling everybody that I'm a boomer, which, just for the record, Ray, I'm only Gen X. But the fact of that, if I'm saying dress better than the average person, that means coat and tie. And I didn't write that, nor did I mean that. But people always want to go to the throwing negative shade on things versus accepting things at face value.
Or maybe going to extremes. A couple of other tips that you had. Arrive early, stay late. In other words, don't rush out of the workplace, and take notes during meetings. That really touched a nerve.
A lot of people were saying that I'm archaic because I thought people should take notes during meetings and versus paying attention. And in my mind, you take notes in a meeting so you don't forget, you don't misconstrue what somebody said. And at the end of the meeting, you can do a recap if necessary, or if that's your mode, to show that you were paying attention and to make sure that the message sent was received in the right way. And to me, it's a basic, actually, form of respect to show people that you're paying attention to something. And then arriving early and late, it didn't mean get in the office at 4 in the morning and stay till 10 o'clock at night. It meant that if you're going to be there, show people that you're serious about your new career, and get in a little early so you can get your coffee and go to your Starbucks run, and you can stay late so you're not rushing out if the boss is having a meeting or you bump into somebody that you want to talk to. You're not on the way out. And it doesn't mean every day. It just means, on average, take account of how you're allocating your time and show people that you really want to be there.
Some other tips here in the last few seconds here. Did not provoke as much of a response, but you say carry a lot of weight here. Improve your writing skill and Excel skills, and avoid negativity.
Well, I mean, the whole concept of people refuting advice, which is just advice, I can't make anybody do anything, is a crazy thing. But people would say, oh, you're only responsible for yourself. You don't need to shun coworkers if they're negative. It's crazy. If you want to have a positive attitude and enjoy work, then really get away from people who are complainers. Don't do that. And you really should take a writing class if you didn't do it in college, and learn to use Excel better. These are basic skills that you need in almost every single job to stay organized and work well with others in the office.
And all those who got that first job and they're making a good first impression, all the more success and power to you. Tom Kimball with the LaSalle Network. Good to catch up with you again. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely, Ray. Good luck to you and your family as well.
Right,
Take
thanks.
care.
See you later.